Hello guys, and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to fit up the other micro monitor. So this is the one I've already made and it's all finished, and this is the other one. So we've got all the products on the table here to do this. We have our drivers, okay, we have a capacitor there. So this is going to be a part of a 2.1 subsat system. So all we're using is a single capacitor between these drivers. It acts as a high pass filter. So we're actually turning the top driver into more of a tweeter. So this is very similar to what Bose Acoustamaz do. But we know with the Bose Acoustamaz they use a very cheap and nasty plastic case, or should I say cabinet, for their drivers, and this is using a beautiful 18mm birch ply, which is solid. Okay, so we also have our tube connectors there. We have these polymorph discs that glue to the back of these drivers to stop any standing waves in the cabinet hitting against the magnet there. We've got our other focal ring there, which I salvaged from the old Bose Acoustamaz that my uncle gave me. We've got some gasket, we've got some flux, and our soldering irons on there. These are the wires, the internal wires. So two of them are thinner for the tweeter, and the other two are slightly thicker for the mid-range. We're calling it a mid-range even though it's very small still. We need a drill and some drill bits, and also we're going to need this wall, which is here, which is the damping material we're using in the inside. So let's get this this camera on the tripod and we'll start. So first of all, what I want to start off by doing is cutting one of these wires, which is going to be on the positive of the tweeter, in half. Okay, so we're going to pop that there like that. Just chop it in half. We're just going to pull back our PTFE tape a bit there, so we've got something to solder to expose the silver wire there. Right, it's 10% silver cladded copper wire which I've used to produce this. I pull that back a little bit to get that there. You can really sort of pull it back. So I only need a little bit just to get it up like that. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to solder it to one side of the capacitor here. So as I said, this is going to be a high pass filter, so it's going to only send the highs to the tweeter section, opposed to all of the bass, which we don't want. So this is a 4.7 microfarad capacitor. Just want to put that on there like that. We've twisted it round there. Now we just want to solder it in place. Put that on there like that. So we've just add a little bit of flux to it, just aids the soldering process. There. Now we need our solder. Get a bit out of there. There we go. So we've got our soldering iron here. We're just going to solder this onto there. That's connected nicely to that. So all I'm going to do now is get a bit of PTFE tape and wrap it round. Find the end of it. There we go. I just want to wrap that round a bit just to cover up the lead, because we don't want anything touching inside the box, the cabinet I should say. I call it a box, I mean a cabinet. It's a speaker cabinet, not a speaker box. Right, there we go. Bring that down there. That's just hidden all that up there. Just chop that off. Okay, so this is the section that's going to be coming from the driver here. So this one is going to be used as a tweeter. So all we've got to do now is just to turn this up like this, and we need to solder that to there. Okay, but first of all we'll tin the end of this up slightly. Now I'm using 4% silver solder here. It's good to get a bit of solder on the end. I always find it helps to adhere it to the driver, and put a little bit more solder onto the tag there. Okay, and now moving stuff out of the way, we're just going to solder that to there. Is that soldered? Yep, that's all lovely. Right, okay, so that's on there. And on the other end now, we're going to turn our attention. We'll put this over here for now, and then we're going to take the other end here, which we've got soldered to our tube connector. Again, you've got to pull this back again. So we've now got our tube connectors there, and all we need to do is to solder these wires to it. Okay, so first of all we want to again tin the ends up of these, because it helps to, and put a bit of solder actually inside the tube connector there. Now what I like about this project is I've gone the full hog. I've actually made the tube connectors as well as the as all the wire, and it's got the same wire going through it. Now the other part of the, when I build the subwoofer, okay, is going to we're building an off-board crossover, so then we can mess about and play about with it instead of keep opening up the that's it. Let's just double check. That's soldered lovely. That's not coming off at all. I know some of you will say, oh, over a period of years you'll get a dry joint on that. Well, if we do, we'll just take it out and redo it again. It's not difficult. Let's just tin the end of that one up now, this wire here. So I haven't uploaded a video for a while. I've been so busy with my work. I've been doing this massive staircase, look, which I showed you on a short, which has taken up loads of my time. Which is a tad annoying in one sense, because I'd rather be messing about with audio than working, but unfortunately, just one of those things. Right, let's get that into there. That's that. Let's have a look. That's all nice and neat. Now, what we need to do now is we've got to fit these in the back of the cabinet there. So we're going to move some stuff about a bit. And the reason I've soldered those on first, because it's easy then, we can just threadle it through. And if you notice there, I've got 2 holes already drilled into the back. And I've sort of elongated them a little bit because we need to take into consideration some like bulk on the back of the plug there where the glue and that is. And then that fits in just nice. So we'll get that one in there. And then this one can go through as well. Right, so just going to get them equalled out. Right, now we need some small drill bits. So we've got some small screws here. Now what I did is I just penned them in with a black marker because they needed to look black on the front. The bottom ones I haven't done yet, but so how many screws have we got here so far? 6, so we need another 2 there. And then we need to marry it up with a small drill bit because you need to pilot hole them first before we do anything. So look what we got here. Right, that's a nice small one there. So let's get our drill. Right, okay, so I don't know whether you can see that well on there, can you? Ooh, need to lift up a little bit higher there, that's it. There we go. So we're just going to get that into place there. Going to drill some holes. Now what you can do to get that into, keep it in, to make sure it's very square and it's not gone out, is to hold a square across it like that. Just to make sure it's all lined up well. Right, okay, so that was where that was. Right, so I'm just going to put 1 screw in to start with. Get that into place there. Just nip it up slowly, don't mess you could use a hand screwdriver otherwise. Sorry, my throat's dry again. Right, so let's just put this back on here, because once we get 1 in, that's it, that is dead. I want to make sure it's dead square. I don't want to make it look like it's out at all. Let's try that one. That's it. Right, so let's get 1 in that corner there now. Right, that's all lovely in there. I'm just going to line the other one up now and do the other one. Spread out neatly there like that. Let's get that one. Now I've got 2 drills, but the other batteries run out and I can't find the charger, so it's in here somewhere. I'm at a bit of chaos in this studio this week. Right, let's just get that line through there. Check what's gone in there. Oh, that's in there. Right, that's in place there. I'll do the same again. Checking the back of that one, it's the same. I'll just get that over there. Right, that's all done. That's all nice and neat now. So there we go. We've got our 2 connectors fitted with the wires already soldered to them. Okay, so the next thing now to do is we want to get our driver, which is this one, at the top with the capacitor on it now. So we want to now solder our other piece here to the other side of the capacitor. Now these are JFX capacitors by JB Caps. So they're not the most expensive. I just happen to have exactly the same value that I needed in stock. So I thought they will do the job. And they're not bad capacitors actually. They're very relatively cheap, but they're not bad for what they are. So where's the flux? Let's get a bit of flux going on there. Although this wire has flux already in it, this solder, I still like putting a bit of flux on there because it helps to aid the soldering process. Always clean the tip of the soldering iron first. Right, that's that. So we've soldered that one on. So let's just put a bit more PTFE tape around this. Gone and dropped it now. Right. Okay. Take 2. Right. I've sorted it. What a cock up. Never mind. So we just want to wrap some PTFE tape around here. Again. There we go. Just snip that off again. So there we have that connected to the plus, and now we just need to solder our other wire to the minus. Let's find our solder again. Right, okay, so we're just going to tin the end of that up a minute. little bit more on there. That's that. Now we're going to lay that to one side. We'll get rid of that for a minute over there. And now what we need to do now is before we do that, let's just fit these rings on the back of the magnets here. This stuff works really well. This used to be around in the 90s, this polymer. Just put a bit of that on the back there, and then just press this into place. It sticks instantly with the super glue on there. So put that there. Do the same with this one while we're doing it. What I'm doing is I'm giving these drivers every chance to sing. They're cheap Chinese drivers from a company called I've forgotten now. It's on the side here, which I'll tell you in a second. Push that down into place. They're made by TSD Acoustics. They don't look too bad actually, to be fair. So that's that. And now what we need to do now is we need to cut our gasket up. Okay, and we're going to roll some gasket around the edge of the driver. Just going to trim this up a bit because it's a bit too big. Right, I should do that and I'll be back in a second. Now here we've got the gasket now, all cut nice and neatly. So what we want to do is run it round the edge of this. Just take the backing off. Okay, I can do it from the bottom there. What I want to do is just put it on the edge around here. Move that back. Now the best thing you could do is to have the same wire running through the whole system from your amplifier. So put some tube connectors on your amplifier and then use the wire, the internal wiring, to be the same, which I have actually done on the quad in there, but I haven't done the tube connector yet. So I'm let's come round here. I'll take that off of there, get that round to there. And we want to snip that with the scissors like that. Right, there we go. That's all sitting neatly around there. Now what I tended to do was to run a black marker around the edge of it, just because it helps not to see any white really. So we just run a black marker around there. If you can get this stuff in black, it'd be better, but I had a load of this already here. So I've virtually built these speakers. Actually, I haven't spent anything on building these. Everything I already had, from the drivers to the capacitor to all the wire and the gasket and the plywood to build them with. So there we go. So that's our first one in. I shall crack on and do the next one, and I'll be back shortly. So I've put the gasket round. I've painted the edge of it with black, and our driver will just drop into it like that. There we go, and then that'll push down onto there. So what we need to do now is we need to pack out the sides of the walls with this wall felt. It's very good stuff, this is. This is one of the other things that I'd purchased from Russ Andrews, which, as you know me, I don't purchase anything from him because he's very expensive, but this is quite reasonably priced. So we're just going to loosely pack that in. Get something long just to push down and to get it into place. Get that one in there like that. You can put a bit of glue on it if you like, but the driver itself holds it in position. A bit more of this out here. I purchased this a long time ago for a job and never landed up using it in the end. So I'll just take that off of there. I'll get that in there. So this is the tweeter section at the top here. Okay. So we're just lightly packing that in and take that round the side a bit there. Right, you might be able to see that on there. It's nicely packed in there. And then, so this is our tweeter at the top here. We're using this driver as the tweeter. So we need to push these through here. I mean, this is a funny build, this is, because I basically modelled them on a pair of speakers that are pretty rubbish, really, when it comes to audiophile music. By, you know, on those Bose Acustomaz. Now, this is the most difficult bit. I've got to try to get that in there and bring that up to here. Oops, no, don't want to come. I'm going to get in there. Oh, you bugger. Right, that's it. Oh, no, not quite again. That's it. Right, so I've got those in there. Let's just work that way, them through. So I know that the positive has got the capacitor connected to it. Okay, so we're just going to get that into place now. Try to pull out some of this wool that gets stuck, and you get bits of strands of wool on there where I pushed it through. There we go. So we just want to level that up and make sure that's in the right place before we start screwing it down. Cut some of those off as well. Bits of strands, that's it, that's all out there. Right, so it's a matter of just leveling it up, making sure that it's in the right place. Oh, there's more of those strands. Just chop anything up like that. Right, so we're now to get our drill bit back on here again. Okay. What we want to do is just to drill this, make sure that's correct, that it is looking good. Now, get our drills in. Now we just need to make sure there's no rubbish underneath it there. There's a bit there. Gets stuck, little bits of wood. Right, okay, so we're going to get that back into place there. That looks about right. So we need 4 screws now for this. 2, 3, 4. Now what you can do with these, you can pin them in first, or just pen them in afterwards. Just run a bit of black marker around it. Always looks better if they're black, I always think. There we go. one more, and that's it. So this workshop in here, this studio, it gets very hot in the summer. It's unbearable today. Even though it's not that hot today, it's just been ridiculously hot in here again. It goes up to around about 40 degrees, which is seriously hot. Right, so now we want to just screw this down. Gently do it because we want to screw it down all around. Get that one in there. One here. Looks like right. That looks like that's right. Now, if you feel uncomfortable about using a drill to drill these in, you can screw these in. You can use a hand screwdriver if you're frightened of slipping. Right, so we've got the first driver in there now. So that's looking rather smart. Make sure that's down nice. Right, so now what we've got to do is we've got to indicate what is the, so that's the black that side, so this is the red, okay, which is going to be connected to this. Well, now I've made these wires quite long because it's so much easier if you want to take things out and adjust them, because I'm having to solder these on. So we need to twist these two together here, okay, and then we need to twist these two. And then we're going to solder these together and just double check them before. So that there is, this is the, that is the live, that side, and the other side is the neutral. So what's good about these drivers is there's a little minus and a plus sign, so it's nice and easy to indicate what's what. So now what we want to do is we want to now just solder, put some solder on these joints. I'll just get rid of all this. I'll put that insulation there because I'm going to need some more on the other side. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a short video, because I don't seem to get any copyright strikes with short videos, and I'm going to do a short video on these playing on my system, which will be very interesting, and I can't wait for it because I want to have a good go and see how good they are really. But they won't be playing with the subwoofer that I'm going to build for it. They're going to be playing with the other sub that I've already got in my system. Sorry, I'm waffling again. Right, there we go. Right, so I think I'm just going to turn that over and do that down there a bit more, because it needs a bit more solder on there. That's better. That's better. There we go. That's perfect. Right. So now we want to get this up onto here like that. So this is the, never easy doing it like this. It's probably easier if I just turn that over onto there like that. It's a bit dangerous like that, and then just come round here. That's better. That's what I'm going to do. Right, so let's just turn this round so you can see a bit more. Right, so that is the plus that we're going to solder in first. You can really feel the heat on that there. Right, that one's on. Now this one. There we go, that's all nicely done. Check that, yeah. Right, so now what I've got to do is I've got to pack some more of this into here. This is on the base driver, or should I say the mid-range, because these are so small, these drivers. That's that. Then I'll just stick a piece around the edge there. Right, okay, so we need to fold that in there like so, and get that in now. There we go. We want to line that up now. Right, so I'm going to just pen in a couple of more screws, and I'll be back in a second. Right, so I've pre-drilled those holes as well now, so we're just going to screw this driver in place. Again. So these drivers are very similar to what they look like, what the Bose Acoustamaz are like. I think these ones look slightly better quality, to be honest with you. It's only a little bit in it, but it's I don't like when they put those horrible plastic caps over the magnet cap, this piece here. I think it looks awful. Right, so there we go, we've got a couple of strands of that blasted wall insulation, but that's fine. Right, so now all we need to do now, just to finish it off, is to fit our focal ring. Now I know this sort of like ruins the aesthetic of the speaker a bit, but it does improve the sound quality. So now all I need now is a bit of double-sided tape, which I have here. Okay, so we'll just take that off like that, and then later on tonight I'm going to have these in full swing in the AV room going. I'm going to take off my other speakers, and I'm going to fit these on and just see how they go. Let's just cut this round here a bit. Need to cut that round because it's and these are just attached to the top and the bottom there. Now I do notice a difference on my medium monitors in there with these connected. So you should actually, if you're into tweaking your speakers, you should actually try these. They're very cheap. They're about £15, I think, for two of them. For you know, for one speak, well, for two of them, I should say, for a pair, to do your set of speakers. I'm getting tongue-tied again, guys. Right, there we go. Tell you what, it's very warm in this studio at the moment. Right, so now all I want to do is just to try to, I always find this double-sided tape really awkward to, okay, that's one bit there. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want that to press onto the actual driver itself, just on that rim around the edge, and that's what this does. Right, okay, so now we want to make sure we get it on the right one. We don't want to put it on the wrong one now, do we? So let's just get that in place like that. That looks about right. Just gently push it down. That's it, that's perfect. Right, so what I'm going to do is to take these into the AV room and set them up. I had a bit of an accident with this one. I caught the side of it there with the soldering iron, so I've just got to sand that bit out and then add some more lacquer onto it, which I'll do at a later date. But there we go. So I'm going to take them in the AV room now, and I'll show you them set up in there. So here we have, they're just sitting on top of my other speakers at the moment. What I'll do is I'll probably remove the other speakers and put them on the stands there. So yeah, very nice, a very nice job. So I hope you like this. It's been a long time coming. I've been really busy in my work, so I've been struggling to get videos up, but I finally finished them, and now on to building the sub to go with them. So as I said, I shall do a video with these in full swing on a short, so look out for that. I'll probably do it tonight and upload it. So I think that's it for this video. So thanks for watching another Tweaker Man video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to press that notification bell so you're notified each time I upload a new video. And thank you for watching, guys.